Hello YouTube, I'm Zach, you're watching ZakDTV. Welcome to the show that brings you something to think about for the day. If you like what I do, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you don't, give me a thumbs down, let me know why. To start with today, I want to talk about a move that reminds me of what Ubisoft did with Destiny, or EA did, making you sign up in order to play multiplayer or online, and having to pay for their service to do it. Nintendo joins the fray with their highly anticipated game, Zelda. And they're doing this by not giving you the full game when you buy it. Yep, you heard me right. The hard mode is going to be a DLC. There's going to be a couple maps that are part of that DLC. And a couple clothing options, which I don't know if that's important to you, but clothing options as well. So basically what they're going to do is have you pay full price for a video game, give you 2 out of 3 modes that come with any video game, and charge you $20 if you want to play the rest. I don't see why companies are doing this. It seems to be like the standard anymore. In my own life experiences with this, when I realized that I had spent $140 on Destiny and still didn't have a complete game, or even enough levels to call it a full game compared to what you could get somewhere else, I quit playing it. I finished up the Taken King, and I was done. And from looking at the numbers of people who dropped off around the time of Taken King, I think a lot of other people did that as well. It's just sad. It's a money grab, and these companies really don't need to do it. Produce good content, and I'll come back to you time and time again and buy your products from you. Don't nickel and dime me for every little piece of content that you drip out. Give me what I paid for. In separate news, it seems like there's been a rash of robberies, of very high-profile robberies, going on around the world here recently. You have Kim Kardashian getting robbed, Nicki Minaj getting her home broken into, Alanis Morissette just was robbed for over $2 million worth of jewelry. Here's one that's even bigger, in my opinion, and dollar value-wise too. There's a London warehouse that was the target of what I have to say is a pretty advanced robbery. It resulted in them stealing $3 million in antique books. The thieves broke in through a skylight, rappelled down into the warehouse, and actually had a list and knew exactly where to look for the crates of books that they were after. All said and done, they stole over 160 different titles over a 3-hour period of time. One dealer lost $1.6 million in books in this heist alone. Now, the whole thing was caught on CCTV. They don't have any leads yet. But you know, something like this, it was an inside job. I'm sure the cops are going to grill everybody that works there or knows anything about it. I bet you these people get caught. But hey, it was a pretty daring robbery no matter how you look at it. The most expensive book stolen was a 1566 copy of Copernicus's work De Revolutionibus Orbium Celestium, which is the book where Copernicus put out his theory that the Earth orbited the sun and the sun was not the center of the universe. Pretty important title in my mind. And such an old copy of it. I really hope they do get these back. But in all likelihood, they're going to end up in somebody's private collection. This next bit of news is for all you Harry Potter fanboys out there. Well, and fangirls. Here's your chance to see Harry Potter actress Scarlett Byrne going full nude for the April edition of Playboy magazine. That is Pansy Parkinson, a member of Slytherin House in the Half-Blood Prince. Here's a shot of her now. She is proud to be featured in the magazine and is posing along with an article she wrote for Playboy's Naked as Natural campaign. The title of her piece is Feminist Mystique. And for all you fans out there, this is your chance to see what those Slytherin girls have underneath their robes. I thought y'all might like that one. Let me know if you're looking forward to this. Next up, I have been a fan of Harrison Ford's works as far back as I can remember. And anytime I see news about him, I've got to check it out, see what the guy's doing. This time it wasn't anything too good. The question here is Harrison Ford showing his age? Was this a senior moment? The story is Ford, at 74 years old, I can't believe he's 74. That makes me feel old. Harrison Ford flew his plane over a jetliner while landing at an airport in California. He was instructed to land on the runway. He was cleared for landing, but instead he made a mistake and he landed on a nearby taxiway. The tower's recording their conversation. He can be heard asking, "Was that airliner meant to be underneath me?" So he obviously didn't know he was in the wrong. Ford did receive and repeat the proper landing instructions, so he knew where to go. He was just a little bit lost. Cute old man stuff, I guess. I don't know where to go. Now, there were no injuries. No one was harmed. The airliner that on the taxiway at the time that he landed over top of, he totally missed it. It was a 737, pretty big plane. I think it had something like 110 passengers on it. So no one was hurt as a moral of this story. The FAA is looking into it, and worst case scenario, they might pull his pilot's license over this. Least case scenario, it'll be a written reprimand. No big deal. Ford's been flying for years. I hear he's a great pilot. You guys might remember when he put his plane down in a golf course. He's also had helicopter accidents. There's been another plane accident in there. So he's lived through a lot of accidents. But when you've been flying for as long as he has, you're going to make mistakes, and accidents do happen. I hope he can stay in the air for many years to come. Finally here, my last story is coming from that mystical gold-drenched land of Dubai. They plan to have drones in the air serving as taxis by July. These drones are being manufactured by a Chinese company called Ehang, and they can haul up to 220 pounds. There's enough room for a single passenger and a small briefcase. Basically, you're going to be able to get in, select your destination, and it'll take you there automatically. No personal control available. Now, the fleet will be tracked in real time by a central control hub, and these drones are able to achieve a top speed of 100 miles an hour, but they say they're going to keep them flying around 62 miles an hour. They have a half-hour battery life and a range of around 30 miles. Tell you what, if anyone was going to implement drone taxis, it was going to be Dubai. I just have to wonder how long before they can drop you off at your penthouse apartment. That will be interesting. Looks like the Jetsons are here, people. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today. If you like what I did, go ahead and subscribe. If you don't, let me know why. You can always follow me, Facebook, Twitter. Share my video. It would help a lot to get a little bit more exposure. And thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys tomorrow.